curious how happy you were to squash the beef with Kevin Holland to start with, to get that out of the way.
What should I say? I don't know. So, the guy actually a nice guy, so I like him, you know. So sometimes we don't like each other before the fights. It's all normal, you know. Then we're coming for the war to kill each other. So now this war, like if he wants, like he can come to my gym and be one of us. And he's a nice guy, he's a good guy, tough guy, you know. He has a lot of things to learn. So yeah, he's one of the warriors. I'm happy I win my fight, so I'm going home like with my money.
But lastly, I want to talk about my boy Chris Barnett. You know, this man has been through so much, guys. This man lost his wife days before his last fight. Lost his wife. Still went out there and fought. Lost the fight. But to come out and smile in the way that he did before, to come out and be this happy after going through that is something that I could never really comprehend. Not only did this man lose his wife, guys, he had to make a decision to pull the plug on his wife. And he still went out there into the octagon because he had an obligation and he fought. Did he win? No. That's Miles behind me. Did he win? No. But he is to be commended for even doing that. And for him to still carry that spirit into the octagon, truly amazing. And the support that he got tonight, it made me feel good about people.
You got two Russians, like Nate said. You got Khabib, who ran away at me at UFC 209. And at the last one, I forget which number it was like a whole bunch of them, right? And then you had Khamzat on purposely missed weight. I'm going to be real. Like, starting all that shit could have been a facade, so he could have just whatever. I'm going to be real.
I know this fight was at 180, but you do fight in the welterweight division. What went through your mind when you hear Khamzat came in 8.5 pounds over and then was kind of made light of it, was making jokes online, giving the finger on the scale? What was going through your mind when you heard all that?
Man, I was surprised. I mean, I don't know how he could like flip off the crowd and like just, I'm not a fan of that. Like, I'm not a fan of that style or that kind of person, being unprofessional and not having any remorse for the people that do come in on weight, do their job, and I just don't respect that.
And professional athletes, yeah, it didn't happen. Like, I'm not happy with that shit because, yeah, so why are you laughing? What should I do? Want to crying? So what? Yeah, this didn't happen, so we're going to next. I was happy. I didn't know I was gonna fight, so that's why I was laughing. Yeah, I was happy. I still fight.
Conspiracy or not? I've been thinking about this. Now, some people on Twitter talking about this is a conspiracy and this was all planned before to mix these matchups up. And so, there's some evidence that points that direction. Why did Kevin Holland have a catch weight at 180? Why did Chimaev miss by almost 9 pounds? Why was he happy when he missed? That was the one that threw me off a little bit. He's all smiling and shit. Man, if you're sucked out, you actually tried to make weight and it's not going well, probably not going to look like that. Probably. Can't say for sure. Probably not. But to make this all happen, we gotta think, how would it have actually happened, right? Did they go to these guys ahead of time? Who would they have actually had to go to? So they had to go to Nate, right? They had to go to Ferg, and then they had to go to Chimaev. Holland, Holland's gonna say yes, you probably don't even have to talk to him. The other ones, they're bit players. If that fight doesn't work out, it's not the end of the world. But if Nate Diaz doesn't say yes yesterday, right, to the switch, the pay-per-view is screwed. Totally screwed. No one is buying it. So, if they went to them ahead of time, right? So say they go to those three that I mentioned ahead of time, Diaz, Ferg, and Chimaev. Now listen, Diaz-Ferg is a much better fight. It's more fair. It's more exciting. I'm in for it, okay? Chimaev-Holland, in my opinion, also a better fight, okay? So I guess if they go to those three, Chimaev, Diaz, and Ferguson ahead of time and say, hey, what do you guys think about this? maybe it can happen. Now, I've never heard of that happening. I've been around the UFC, cornering people at a high level for a long time. UFC wants fights to happen, okay? So like when Gastelum missed weight by a lot against Tyron, they really pressured Tyron to fight, and Tyron did fight him. Gastelum missed by almost 10 pounds. So they do pressure fights to make it happen, even if the guy misses weight by a large amount. So I actually thought maybe they're gonna try to force Diaz, but Diaz like, nah, screw that, ain't gonna happen. So the other thing you gotta think about here, this is what I think a lot of you guys are missing, okay? If they go to him ahead of time and it leaks, now that just ruins a lot of credibility. So that is a huge, gigantic negative, okay? And if they don't go to them ahead of time, or if they just go to Chimaev and they say Chimaev missed weight, we'll switch this around. We think Ferg and Diaz will say yes, and whatever. This is right after weigh-ins. People are not thinking in their right mind, right? When you were cutting that much weight and things happen, most people are not thinking rationally. So you guys are thinking rationally. You're thinking, well, these matchups, they all make sense, okay? After weigh-ins, dudes ain't thinking rationally, and they got a couple hours to make this make sense. So, was it planned ahead of time? I could see why people think so. I definitely can. Do I think it was planned ahead of time? Nah, not really, okay? And I think what happened was Chimaev was getting close to missing weight. They probably said stop cutting or something, and we'll try to make this happen. Maybe they got the ball started rolling a little bit earlier. They scrambled last minute. They made it happen. Honestly, I think these two fights are better. I'm more excited for them. So UFC, great job. I don't think it was a conspiracy. I see why people would think that for sure. I just don't think that's what happened.
When Khamzat failed his weight and he wasn't going to be able to, how did that go, the negotiations to save the show?
I was like, you got to pay me. If you want to switch people on me in one day, I just cut 15 pounds. It made me change my opponent. You guys got to give me more than you give any of the champions in this whole organization. They're like, stupid, we already give you. I was like, oh, well, more than that then.
So how much more did they give you?
I lost count.
Money-wise, like, who got the biggest bump for agreeing to switch fights?
Who got the biggest bump? Well, these guys all have deals.
So none of the money changed for them to switch the fights? They just took the deals going in?
Everybody has a deal.
How early yesterday did you guys know that Khamzat was going to miss weight, and how early did you guys start to kind of try to figure out what?
We didn't know till he would. Well, I mean, we knew he was having trouble cutting weight early, yeah. What time? I mean, what are you asking me?
Yeah, I mean, before he waited, you guys had an indication that he may not make weight. So already you guys are kind of scrambling to try to figure out what would happen if he missed weight and what you guys would do.
Well, wasn't that we were scrambling if he was gonna? We knew he was gonna miss weight. The doctors went up to see him. When the doctor goes up and the doctor calls the fight off, if you're dancing around the question that there was some conspiracy theory that
no,
okay, because there's some lunatics on the on the internet that think that this was all staged and planned and whatever. If you think that the crazy dudes that we had here this week could be orchestrated into something that would be, you're literally out of your mind. Yeah, this all happened, and we had to deal with it, and I just couldn't wait to get tonight over with. This is a crazy business, man. It's a crazy business that we're in, and that's why everybody's always asking me about, what are you going to do to this guy, and what are you going to do to that guy, and what are you going to do, You guys don't know 90% of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. It's the business that we're in. This is a crazy business. It's a tough business. It's not as easy as it looks. That's why all these guys that say they want to get into the fight business. Careful what you wish for. Not as easy as it looks.
They didn't want to let me fight Chang Lee. Man, that motherfucker had the dopest suit in the press conference.
I think his name is Li Jingliang.
Say, you know what I was talking about.